If your 3D prints look like this instead of this, you don't need a new 3D printer. You just need to fix 5 settings. Today, I'm going to show you the only settings that actually matter for print quality, and how to dial them in fast. I won't waste time with 200 useless settings, just the ones that visibly change your prints. Most people try to fix quality by randomly changing settings. Retraction, temperature, speed, infill, acceleration. But when you tweak everything at once, you just make it worse. Print quality comes down to 5 core systems. The first layer, flow and extrusion, retraction, seams, and cooling and speed. Master these and your printer levels up instantly. If your first layer is bad, the entire print suffers. The 3 things that matter are Z offset, first layer speed, and bed temperature. Let's first talk about Z offset, which is how close the printer is to the bed. You can find the Z offset setting by going into your printer settings right here, basic information, and scroll to find printable space. Right here is Z offset. When the Z offset is too high, you get poor bed adhesion. When it's too low, you get elephant's foot and ridges all over your print. You want a slight squish. A low Z offset could damage your bed and nozzle, while a high Z offset guarantees a failed print. You fix your Z offset by printing first layer slices and changing your settings based on your results. For example, you might see ridges on your first layer, so you increase your Z offset by 0.1. Always be really careful when you decrease your Z offset, as too much change can destroy your nozzle, bed, and even your printer. Next, there's first layer speed. Go over here to speed settings, and right here. First layer speed should always be down 15 to 25 millimeters per second. There's really no downside, especially when it saves your print. Lastly, we have bed temperature. If the print warps, just bump it up by 5 degrees. We can go to our filament settings, click edit, and scroll down to our bed temperature. The first layer should always be warmer than the other layers. Warping is when your print peels off of the bed, and increasing your first layer temperature is one of the ways to prevent warping. You always want to dial in the first layer before you touch anything else. Flow is how much plastic your printer pushes out. A super high flow leads to blobs and thick walls, while a low flow causes gaps and weak parts. To find the flow ratio in OrcaSlicer, click to edit your filament settings, and head over to the filament tab. Scroll down to find flow ratio and pressured vents. If you see puffy corners, rough walls, and inconsistent layers, your flow is off. But here's a super quick calibration method to fix it. Print a single wall cube. I found a great model by a user on Makerworld. Link in the description. Measure the thickness of the model, adjust the flow ratio slightly, and repeat once. Most printers are within 2 to 3%. I printed 2 of these calibration cubes. One of them has a high flow, leading it to have a thickness of around 41 millimeters, while the cube with the accurate flow measures exactly 40 millimeters. You can also see lots of layer marks right here on the print with really high flow. Additionally, with even higher flow, the walls will be very thick, along with blobs all over them. A low flow part would have gaps between layers and would crush easily. If your prints look like spider webs, this is a problem with retraction. Retraction pulls filament back before travel moves. Too little retraction leads to stringing, like this, while too much leads to clogs and gaps. You can find your retraction settings in OrcaSlicer by heading over to Filament Settings and going to the Setting Overrides tab. For direct drive, start around 0.5 to 1.2 millimeters. If you have a Bowden printer, start from 3 to 6. For example, my Bambolab A1 is a direct drive printer, so I'm starting from 0.5 millimeters. Instead of guessing, change the retraction in small steps and print a 10-minute stringing test. You can find a bunch on Makerworld. I'll put one down in the description. If you want a super detailed guide to calibrating your retraction, check out the video in the top right corner of the screen. Just don't overthink it. Seams are where each layer starts and stops. You can't remove seams unless you activate a special mode for a select few models, but you can control where they go. Today, I'll show you one of the most important seam settings, seam position. You can find seam position by heading to the Quality tab and scrolling down to Seam. Right here is seam position. There are 5 options: nearest, aligned, aligned back, back, and random. Random hides the seam, but creates small scars everywhere. Aligned creates a vertical scar, which looks like part of the model. Back hides the seam in a corner or the back of the model. Nearest optimizes the seam location for the best print speed. Place seams on sharp edges or corners wherever possible. You can also lower the outer wall speed slightly for cleaner seam transitions. If your overhangs look bad or corners curl, the cooling is the problem. When your fan is too low, you get droopy layers. When your fan is too high, there's weak layer bonding. I printed 2 examples of overhang tests using different fan speeds. The first one uses the fan at 50%, and you can clearly see a lot of drooping. On the other hand, the second print has the fan speed at max, and the entire overhang turned out perfectly. For PLA, try using 80 to 100% fan after the first few layers. Fan settings are found under Filament Settings and under this Cooling tab. Try changing your minimum fan speed to 80% and your maximum fan speed to 100%. If quality matters, slow down the outer walls, because speed matters too. We go to speed over here and scroll down to outer wall. You want to make them really slow, especially if you're printing with silk PLA, almost 30 to 40 millimeters per second. Outer wall speed affects how your print looks more than almost anything else. You should stop obsessing over your infill pattern, acceleration, unless ringing, and constantly micro-adjusting your print temperature. If your basics are correct, these won't save a bad print. They have almost no effect on the visual appearance of the print. However, they can definitely save material and time. Let me know if you want a video on these settings. If you fix your first layer, flow, retraction, seams, and cooling and outer wall speed, you'll solve 90% of quality issues. This isn't about having the best printer, it's about controlling the fundamental settings. If this helped, check out my deeper guide on some of these settings, such as seams, or check out the Orca Slicer calibration guide to fully optimize your prints. Those settings completely change surface quality. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.